Welcome to Stage Pass. I'm Michael Monahan, and my guest this week is Allegra Duchaine. Allegra, welcome to Stage Pass. It looks like you got to Norfolk from a variety of places, actually.
I'm originally from San Diego, and I've been a military wife for the past, in a military relationship for the past 15 years. Wife for the past 11. And so every 3 years we've moved San Diego to Fiji, actually, for 3 years, then back to San Diego for 3, then to Boston for 3 years. And this is my first time in Norfolk.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So you've been here for what, a couple of years?
Almost 2 years now, going on 2 in April.
Well, we're lucky to have you.
Yay! I'm happy to be here. I love it here. I didn't realize how much I would love it.
You actually made me learn something today when I saw that one of the places that you had lived and performed was Kiribati.
Yes.
Honestly, if I hadn't looked it up on Wikipedia and found an audio clip of how to pronounce that, I never would have gotten it right.
Right, Kiribati.
Kiribati, yeah, that's probably what I would have gone with.
Yep, their TIs sound like S's. So they had a little coffee shop in their parking lot of their tiny, tiny, tiny little airport that was TITARBU TI. So it looked like Tia Buck Tea, but in the pronunciation of Kiribati, it sounds like Starbucks.
Oh, jeez. That's wild.
Isn't that funny? They just served like drip coffee.
Well, what's strange is if I had ever heard of that country before, I don't remember it because when I saw that, I was like, where in the world is that?
It's tiny. It's a very small little sinking nation, unfortunately, but beautiful.
Let's talk about your music a little bit, Allegra, because your recordings sound phenomenal. Were those done locally?
They were, yeah, they were. I mean, the ones, not all of them, but the ones since I've been here, that is Toast, Me Time, Typical Mess, and Drive were all local. And my new album coming out is the same producer, local, Virginia Beach.
Well, I tell you what, he's got a great sound on that. That's just tremendous sound.
He really does. He's pretty awesome.
And that's, what was his name?
His name is Grant Hart.
That's fantastic. I was floored when I saw that was done locally. I thought, oh my gosh, that's a good sound. Really good sound.
Good.
And speaking of the sound, congrats on the Veer nomination.
Thank you. I was so pleased. Oh my gosh, just couldn't believe it.
That's a great honor, and the video for it is really good too.
Oh, good. He also did that. My producer was the videographer as well.
I suppose I should have noticed I had a reason, I had a purpose, but it wasn't what I made it out to be. Suppose I should have noticed I had a habit of being impulsive and expecting it to turn out well for me. But once again, my tender heart has stolen the keys and taken me out for a joyride. And I don't have a seat belt, so I'm holding on and letting it drive, ignoring the signs, hands at the wheel and my head's in the sky, letting it drive, running the lights, knowing the danger but not asking why, just letting it drive. I suppose I should have noticed I had a feeling, but I ignored it like I've done 100,000 times before. I suppose I should have listened to what they were saying. I should have believed them, but it just felt so much easier to ignore. But once again, my tender heart has stolen the keys and taken me out for a joyride. And I don't have a seat belt, so I'm holding on and letting it drive, ignoring the signs, hands at the wheel and my head's in the sky, letting it drive, running the lights, knowing the danger but not asking why, just letting it drive. tender heart has stolen the keys and taken me out for a joyride. And I don't have a seatbelt, don't have a lifeline, and I have no idea where it's taking me this time. So I'm letting go, holding on and letting it drive, ignoring the signs, hands on the wheel and my head's in the sky, letting it drive, running the lights, knowing the danger but not asking why. I suppose I should have noticed I had a reason, I had a purpose, but it wasn't what I made it out to be.
Would you consider your sound to be modern country?
No, I would say pop.
Pop? More pop? Okay. I was torn between the two.
Yeah, I'm not really a huge country fan. And I'm trying to, my last producer in San Diego was very much an Americana country style producer. And so that's kind of what I've been trying to steer away from, because I never really, I never wanted that sound. I've always wanted more mainstream style kind of pop rock.
So you're playing in the area, it looks like, fairly often now. Do you play mostly solo around here, or are you also doing a lot of shows with your band?
The band hasn't really played any shows since November. And I'm always on the lookout for new members, new people to jam with. I do have a drummer. She is phenomenal. She is up in Ashland. So when she's available and one of us can make the drive, we'll do a lot of duets. Like I'll go up to Ashland, we'll play together, her on the cajon, me on guitar. And we've done a few trips down to Ocracoke in the Outer Banks as well, and done like a week and a half long stints.
The songs, I tell you, I liked all three of them, and I honestly didn't hear Toast until I got to your website this afternoon. I said, oh, great, I haven't heard that one yet. And I think that may be my favorite.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Fun story about Toast is that it was picked up by Jazzercise International for one of their routines on their July set this past year. And since then, I have gotten people worldwide, Jazzercise instructors and students alike. I mean, in Scotland and in Germany, in New Zealand, in Australia, all over the States, and in Tokyo, listening to Toast and telling me how much they enjoy it. So that's been such a cool and unexpected turn.
Had to say goodbye to who I was. We had our run of highs and lows. Decisions were made and life goes on. But a flame is only fire when it glows. Yeah, yeah. So raise your glasses, my friends, and listen close. Well, this is my toast to life, to change, to saying yes. A toast to love and challenges, to feeding curiosity. Well, this is my toast to breaking rules and messing up. A toast to finally waking up. A toast to what we've yet to see. So let's cheers to living wild and true and free. I've made mistakes I can't erase. They're etched along the lines upon my face. Decisions were made and life goes on. But I'm ready now to take up all that space. Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, this is my toast to life, to change, to saying yes. A toast to love and challenges, to feeding
Yeah, yeah, it's a great track. It just settled in with me instantly. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, good, good. It's
So,
the title track on my new album. So,
oh, it is.
yep. So you're not the only one who liked it. I think it's a real. I think it's a hit.
Actually found you through the Veer nomination, and I saw your name
Whoa.
on there, and I thought, well, let me go check her out real quick. And when I saw the first thing I saw was a video for Drive, and I thought, well, that's excellent. So I was really hoping to get you for this.
Yay! Well, I'm
Yeah,
so glad. I know. I was hoping that the Veer nomination would do this.
yeah.
Get me a little bit more traffic.
I saw you now. Have you played at the Vanguard yet?
I have.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What'd you think of that venue?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's a great
I
room.
love it. I love it. I love the venue. I love the stage. Having somewhere like that, it's such a shame that the deterrent is that people don't want to cross the bridge tunnels. Do you know what I mean? People don't want to cross the water because it feels like I'm going so far away. But it is such a cool, cool venue. Played there a couple times. I did a songwriters round solo, and then I
Nice.
did with my band.
Yeah. Now, do you have any other players right now in your band that I might know that are locals, or is that kind of a revolving thing for you right
The
now?
band is kind of revolving.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the local players that I had this last year were Ray Clifton on bass, Tyler, uh, oh my gosh, Tyler, just Tyler, first name Tyler on guitar. I should have his last name. Uh, let's see, Paige Miller is my drummer, and then Mark Dandridge on the keys.
Nice. And did they actually work on the recording with you, or did you?
No, no, the recording was all me and my producer.
Really? So
Yep.
did you? How many of the instruments? Most of the instruments are you?
No, most of the instruments are him.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Huh.
I came in with my guitar, played the song, and then he kind of took it from there and created the magic. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, and
Very
he would
cool.
appreciate it. He's pretty great at what he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. And what's the name of his studio?
It's Grant Hart
Grant
Productions.
Hart Productions. Huh. I hadn't
Yeah.
heard of him, but I certainly will remember it because it's excellent work. It really is.
Yeah.
And the video, you say he shot that. Was that shot locally too?
It was, yeah. Just the car that I was driving in the video, it was just a car that I borrowed from a couple friends here. And they neglected to tell me, slash I neglected to ask if it was fit to drive on the freeway at higher speeds. I was on my way there and ready for this 45-minute drive, and at about I'd say about Lynn Haven town center, I stalled out on the freeway. And so we did not get that far, but we were able to find just a place really close to there. So it was just in Virginia Beach,
Huh.
just right down along the 64
So it was very nearly
or
the opposite.
264.
Very nearly the opposite of Drive, right?
Yeah, it was Stall. That song is called Stall.
I think you roll the dice with the Volkswagen Beetle like that, don't you?
Just that old, yes. You have to make sure that you're not going at breakneck speeds of 55.
Well, the video turned out fantastic. How did you get the awareness with the folks from Veer? Was it just playing locally?
I jumped onto Veer pretty much the minute I got to Virginia. When I got to Norfolk, I kind of hit the ground running. I was ready to start building my following, start playing live. So yeah, I think some of it was playing live, but also it was me hounding them with all my new material,
Yeah.
making sure I heard about the Veer Awards last year. I said, this is absolutely something I want to be involved in. I've got the right producer. I've got the right sound finally. I am really, really proud of this work. So yeah, so every time I released a single, when I released my video, the first email that I would send would be to Veer and say, this is my new stuff. Please check it out. Hope you enjoy it.
I've spent a lot of time trying to convince myself that I've got a lot to give, more than anybody else, working against the voice is telling me I'm just about as plain as it gets. I've spent a lot of time trying to convince myself that they want to be with me more than anybody else. Caught in the middle of a passionate champion and a typical mess. We grow up, time goes by, we screw it up, we laugh, we cry, we find the answers to some questions that we've got. But what if I think that I'm everything I'm not? I spent a lot of time trying to convince myself my heart is a special one, unlike anybody else. Feeding my inner fire with promises that I deserve to be with the best. Caught in the middle of a passionate champion and a typical mess. Yeah, caught in the middle of a passionate champion and a typical mess. We grow up, time goes by, we screw it up, we laugh, we cry, we find the answers to some questions that we've got. But what if I think that I'm everything I'm not? Yeah, what if I think that I'm everything I'm not? When we grow up, time goes by. We grow up and time goes by. We grow up, time goes by. We grow up and time goes by. We grow up, time goes by. We screw it up, we laugh, we cry. We find the answers to some questions that we've got. But what if I think that I'm everything I'm not? Yeah, what if I think that I'm everything I'm not? What if I've been thinking that I'm everything I'm not? Yeah, what if I think that I'm everything I'm not?
When you were starting out, it sounded like you did, gosh, my gosh, you played a lot around the San Diego area and then eventually made your way. You ended up in New York City at some point.
I did. That was after I graduated from college. I went back to San Diego for a brief period. Then I went to LA,
Uh-huh.
lived in LA for a while and did that scene, which was just
That's tough.
so tough. And I was so young, 21, 22 years old, trying to, wind my way through this very, very aggressive city full of very aggressive people.
Yeah.
And a lot of pay to play places where you'd have to buy your tickets ahead of time and then sell them
Yeah.
without a following in the biggest, performance city, one of the biggest performance cities in the US. That was really a trial, but I did it, did the coffee shops, did the open mics, for about a year, and just was not, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And I kind of knew that full
Yeah.
stop pretty quickly. And so I went back to San Diego. From LA, I moved to New York. And so I was in New York for 2 years, did the Broadway auditions, was working on the theater side, as well as writing more songs, playing live as much as I could. It was mostly showcases and open mics and smaller kind of half-hour shows with, kind of opening spots and what have you. So, and working as a singing waiter during. So that was a trip.
Allegra has certainly paid her dues, and I hope it pays her huge dividends because her new CD is just outstanding. Be sure to look for her name around town and go see her when you get a chance, and look for her new album on Apple Music. Stage Pass has been brought to you by the Jones Art Gallery, featuring work from Herb, Lewis, Susan, and Ryan Jones. The gallery is located at 184 Central Park Avenue in the Virginia Beach Town Center. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Michael Monahan, and we hope to see you again next week for another episode of Stage Pass.